uncover the story of the Empire of Vietnam, which lasted only 10 months in 1945, making it one of the shortest-lived empires in history. In August 1945, Vietnam declared independence from France, marking the beginning of the Empire of Vietnam. The Empire of Vietnam was established with Emperor Bao Dai as its head, a former puppet ruler for the French. The new empire was technically a puppet state of Japan, which had occupied Indochina during World War II. On the 2nd of September 1945, Ho Chi Minh declared the establishment of the Democratic Republic of Vietnam, rivaling the empire. The Empire of Vietnam collapsed in October 1945, when Japan surrendered, ending its own occupation of Indochina. The 10-month Empire of Vietnam ended with Bao Dai's abdication, paving way for the First Indochina War. Relive the 2006 NBA game where Kobe Bryant drops 81 points against the Toronto Raphors, one of the highest scoring performances in a single game in NBA history. Kobe Bryant scored 81 points against the Toronto Raptors on the 22nd of January 2006. This 81-point performance is the second highest single-game score in NBA history. Kobe shot 28-46 from the field, including 7-13 from three-point range. He scored 42 points in the second half alone, an NBA record. The Los Angeles Lakers won the game 122-103, with Kobe accounting for nearly half his team's points. Kobe's 81-point blowout remains one of the most iconic individual performances in NBA history. From beer-soaked cakes to pickled sharks, discover the bizarre foods that ancient Egyptians enjoyed. Ancient Egyptians enjoyed beer-soaked cakes as a snack, often served at social gatherings. They ate a type of fermented fish sauce called sikaru to add flavor to their meals. Locusts were considered a delicacy and were often roasted or boiled as a protein-rich snack. Pickled sharks were a popular dish among ancient Egyptians, believed to have medicinal properties. Ancient Egyptians also consumed a type of porridge made from emmer wheat and dates. Honey was a prized ingredient in ancient Egyptian desserts, used to sweeten cakes and pastries. Explore the most iconic and memorable Olympic opening ceremonies from around the world. The Olympic opening ceremony originated in 1896 at the Athens Games, featuring 241 athletes from 14 nations. Beijing's 2008 ceremony featured a 10,000 drone display, setting a Guinness World Record for most unmanned aircraft. London's 2012 ceremony, directed by Danny Boyle, included a 007-themed sketch with James Bond and Queen Elizabeth. The 2018 Pyeongchang Winter Olympics opening ceremony was held with a unified Korean team, symbolizing peace. Rio's 2016 ceremony featured a vibrant samba performance and a giant Olympic ring made of flowers. The Tokyo 2020 ceremony was notable for its minimalist approach, with empty seats and subdued celebrations due to COVID. Witness the thrill of ice climbing with professional climber Lana Kaipikova as she tackles some of the most challenging ice climbing routes in the world, including the infamous Shishapangma ice wall in Tibet. Ice climbing is a highly specialized sport, requiring climbers to navigate frozen waterfalls and glaciers. The Shishapangma ice wall in Tibet stands at over 8,000 meters, making it one of the highest ice climbs in the world. Lana Kaipikova, a professional ice climber, has conquered over 50 ice routes worldwide, including the notorious Icefall in the French Alps. Ice climbing gear is specifically designed to withstand sub-zero temperatures, with crampons and ice axes being essential tools. Discover how multiple hard inquiries can affect your credit score, and see an example of how applying for 5 credit cards in 1 month can drop your score by 20 points. A hard inquiry occurs when you apply for credit, causing a temporary dip in your credit score. Multiple hard inquiries in a short period can significantly lower your credit score, sometimes by 20 points. Applying for 5 credit cards in 1 month can trigger lenders to view you as a high-risk borrower. The impact of hard inquiries on your credit score typically lasts for 6 to 12 months. However, the effect of multiple hard inquiries can be mitigated by maintaining good credit habits. Strategically spacing out credit applications can help minimize the negative impact on your credit score. The sinking of the Wilhelm Gustloff sparked controversy and investigation. The Wilhelm Gustloff was a German ocean liner that sank on the 30th of January 1945 during World War II. Over 10,000 people, mostly civilians and wounded soldiers, were on board when it set sail from East Prussia. The ship was torpedoed by a Soviet submarine, S-13, while en route to Kiel, Germany. The tragedy resulted in the loss of over 9,000 lives, making it the deadliest maritime disaster in history. The Gustloff's captain, Friedrich Petersen, was criticized for not taking adequate precautions despite receiving warnings of Soviet submarines in the area. An investigation by the German Navy concluded that a combination of factors, including inadequate training and poor communication, contributed to the tragedy. Get an inside look at the conservation efforts to save the Sumatran rhino, one of the most endangered species in the world, with fewer than 80 individuals remaining in the wild. The Sumatran rhino is one of the most endangered species in the world, with fewer than 80 individuals remaining in the wild. Sumatran rhinos are found only in Indonesia, specifically in the mountainous forests of Sumatra. These rhinos are the smallest of all rhino species, with adults reaching only about 3 to 4 feet in height. Sumatran rhinos are herbivores, feeding on over 100 different species of plants, including leaves, fruits, and twigs. Conservation efforts include captive breeding programs, habitat protection, and relocation of individuals to safer areas. Get tips on building credit from scratch, including becoming an authorized user on someone else's credit account, just like personal finance expert Ramit Sethi suggests. In the US, approximately 45 million people have no credit score, making it hard to get loans or credit. Becoming an authorized user on someone else's credit account can help you build credit from scratch. This strategy works because the account holder's good credit habits are reflected on your credit report too. You can also build credit by taking out a credit builder loan or applying for a secured credit card. Making on-time payments and keeping credit utilization low are key to building a strong credit score. A good credit score can save you thousands of dollars in interest rates and fees over your lifetime. Pelé is one of only 4 players to score a hat-trick in the World Cup finals, doing so in 1958 against France. Pelé is the youngest player to score a hat-trick in the World Cup, at just 17 years and 239 days old. The 1958 World Cup final was played in front of 50,000 fans at the Rosunda Stadium in Solna, Sweden. Pelé's 3 goals against France came in a span of just 23 minutes, between the 52nd and 75th minutes. Pelé's hat-trick helped Brazil win their first ever World Cup title, defeating France 5-2. Only 3 other players have scored a hat-trick in the World Cup final: Jeff Hurst, Carly Lloyd, and Kylian Mbappé. Pelé's incredible performance in the 1958 World Cup final cemented his status as a football legend, earning him global recognition.